Some viewers may find this content disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Creatures of the night, yes, it is time to arise once again for another episode of Midnight Lycanthropy here on StarFox Radio. And guess what? We are once again heading down to the infamous Dogman Triangle in Texas to help out a friend. Yeah, I am very thirsty and need to go get a beverage. Ooh, so much better. I do feel revamped and ready to figure out what is going on down in the Lone Star State. So without further ado, let's walk into the darkness.
Hey Kenny, this is Butch. This is my voice message right here for my encounter. I was driving down Highway 67, coming towards where I live at, coming home from the fireworks store out there in Texarkana, where I ended up seeing the encounter. What I saw was a giant, like, wolf thing on 4 legs, standing on the side of the road on the shoulder, walking towards the center of the road. I'm going down the road, I see it, and I think it's a bear or an elk or a deer. Couldn't tell what it was, and end up slowing down to try to see what it was. Ended up getting as close as I could to it, which because it's a 2-lane road, you got a shoulder right there, so the closest it was to me was probably about 5 foot from me. I get over to it, and as I'm driving past it, going about 30 miles an hour, reducing my speed because of curiosity getting the better of me. I'm looking at this thing, and all I see is the eyes, the head of a dog, the legs of a dog, and this thing was huge. My first conclusion was this is not a deer because the legs did not match a deer, the head did not match a deer, nothing matched about it. And then my second conclusion was it's not a bear, it's too big to be a bear, whatever this thing is, it's too big to be a wolf. It just sat there, didn't reach out to me, didn't do nothing, didn't try to attack, didn't act aggressive, didn't make any movements or anything at all that I could tell. As soon as I passed it, I just hit the gas and I was gone. I drove past there, went to the house. Later on that night, I ended up going out and playing out the firecrackers. After I did that right there, I ended up having the dogs outside with me. And every dog heard exactly what I heard, which was if you take I don't know how to describe it. If you take a wolf howl and mix it with a woman screaming, that was what I heard. And if you take that right there and if you mix that together, and what made me scared the most was the fact that this thing, whatever it was close and had scared the living crap out of my dogs. I've had dogs for probably about 7 years, just about. And I've never, ever had a dogs do this before. What they did was, as soon as this howl happened, howl, scream, whatever you want to call it, as soon as it happened, every one of the dogs cocked their head in the direction where the howl came from and ran to the door, wanting in. I went out there, brought them in, went out there, and I figured, okay, whatever this thing is, it's near my property. I know my neighbors have kids, so I went outside, trying to act like I'm the hero here, trying to protect the area. Get my rifle. I have if you don't know, like, it's a heavy rifle. It's a 50 caliber muzzleloader, like Civil War kind of rifle. Because I usually do reenactments and stuff for Civil Wars and stuff. So I had this in my arsenal in my bedroom in my lockup. So I grabbed my ammo pouch, grabbed my flashlight. The dogs, of course, didn't want anything to do with it. They didn't want to go outside at all. They didn't want to go near the doors. They just wanted to lay down and try to get away from whatever this thing was out there. I go out there and go into my garage. As soon as I enter the garage and I'm looking out towards the driveway, I automatically know something's wrong. I go outside, and all I see is, you can't really see nothing. You just hear dead quiet, like pin drop dead quiet. And then I see I hear something on the side of the house over here. I'm looking over at the bushes, and I keep hearing something, and I'm thinking, well, maybe that's my neighbor. Maybe he heard the same house. Maybe he's out here looking for this thing. I call him, and I know he's the one that he's not one to play around. So if you call him, he's going to instantly reply. Whenever I called out to him, thinking it was him, which, now that I think of it, it was kind of dumb for me to think about this way, because of the fact that it's the middle of the night. It's about 12:05 in the morning, early morning, pitch black dark. I know he works morning, so he's probably not out here fooling around, messing around out here. And after I call his name out here, me expecting a reply from him, I don't get a reply. What I get is, whatever this thing was huge. You could hear by the weight of it as it was walking. And I thought it was him mainly because he was walking on two legs. He was walking bipedally. Well, I get out here and I flash my flashlight in the direction where it is, thinking, well, maybe if it's a person, maybe it's a robber or something like that, trying to come out here and steal stuff. I flash the flashlight, and me thinking a human being right there, what I get whenever I flash this light is not a human. What I get is a pair of glowing eyes about 8 foot up in the air, and I know there's not a single human being on earth around me that can stand that high, nor will be stupid enough to go out here around this kind of a part of the town where if you trespass and you try to act stupid, you're probably going to get shot. So I don't know what it was. I know my dogs were terrified of it. As soon as I saw it, it clicked in my head that I'm being stupid. I need to go back inside. I go back inside, and that was the last time I saw this thing until just recently, the last week. I was coming home from work. I work retail, so I get off at 11 o'clock. I'm getting on the highway, take the same road I always take, and it connects one of the main highways with a subdivision of highway through a 15-mile stretch side road. And it's the fastest, quickest way for me to get to work and back, so I'm always taking this road back and forth. I'm on this road. It's pitch black again, except this time there's more cars on the road. There's probably about 4 cars in front of me, nothing behind me. The cars in front of me are probably a good, maybe, I would say, I'm not good with distances for that kind of stuff. The cars in front of me were probably about, I would say, 8 semi-truck lengths, so about 1,000 yards away from me, where you could see the taillights, but you couldn't make it what kind of cars they were. But whatever this thing was, I saw at first a deer on the side of the road running. So precautionary, I hit the brakes, slowed down, and this deer went flying in front of me. And then right after that, I see this giant, almost the same thing what I saw on that road on Highway 67, except this time it was just moving way too fast. It was just 1 second it's there, next second gone. All I saw was the blackness, and this thing didn't stand up. It was on all fours running, and it was on a mission. Whatever this thing was, it was after that deer. It wanted the deer, And I'm just going to bring it clear to you. We don't have wolves here. So, for somebody to assume that we have wolves here, it's not a wolf. The only wolves that I know of that we have are red wolves. And they're on the other side of the Red River, north of us. And that's probably a good 100 miles away from me. The other thing that could be panthers. But panthers or cougars or mountain lions, whatever you want to call them. I've never seen one. I'm assuming that they're not going to be giant and black and about 4 foot or 5 foot tall on all fours.
Thank you for everyone who stopped by the Fox Den tonight for another episode of Midnight Lycanthropy here on Star Fox Radio. If you did enjoy this episode, please like, subscribe, and share it. And until next time, remember, there are things that go bump in the night besides myself. Stay safe out there, and I will see you soon.